Hey, what's going on? What is up? Yeah! Alright, hope you guys and gals had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you guys ate a lot of turkey. And wipe those eyes. Hopefully you're not too sleepy from all that tryptophan, because we're gonna go really in depth in this video. We're gonna go hard. We go hard in every video. That's what we do here in Psych Guy. And hey, guess what? You know how last week there were all these videos out there, all these channels, with no disrespect to them, but all they do is to do the what? You know, what happened? You know, how many videos have you seen about Onision and him losing his Patreon, right? This is the only channel. I'm telling you guys, this is the only channel where we don't do the whats, we do the more the whys. Why are things happening? Explanations behind the reason behind the reasons. And I can do that because I'm an expert in this field. I'm an expert in psychiatry, double board certified, both an adult and child. So yeah, I have the knowledge and expertise. So I'm very, very well versed and comfortable. So this is the only channel that does that. Please subscribe if you like what you see. I tell you this much, you guys are gonna learn. Can you imagine after a year of just watching these videos, how much you're gonna learn from this? Trust me on this, you're gonna definitely learn. And this video is no exception. Speaking of this video, what are we gonna talk about? Well, this video is gonna be extra special because we're gonna talk about the psychological damage in regards to the Eastern European, the fall of communism, the psychological damage to the people, and so on. No, I'm just joking, no. We're talking about the Ceausescu regime. No, it's more about Onision, right? Onision only from here on out until otherwise notified. You know, have you noticed that he's been posting like video after video after video? What is that? What does that even mean? What's going on through his mind? Why is he doing this? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you five reasons to why I, Psych Guy, has analyzed and thinks is the reason behind this. Okay, without further ado, let's go and begin. I guess I'll catch you guys in the back end after this video montage clippy thing you're ready to call it. And enjoy, and I'll see you later. Take care. Okay, so let's jump into this video. A lot to talk about here. So if you've been living under a rock in the YouTube world and are new to the subject of Onision, allow me to quickly catch those of you up to speed here. Onision is one of the most famous video vloggers / creators here on YouTube, and he's been YouTubing for well over a decade. I want to say maybe even a year after YouTube was founded. He's known as YouTube's resident bad boy, YouTube's most controversial and most troubled YouTuber. And with this title, he's been rather successful in his career, owning 2 channels, which collectively between the 2 of them has a total of 3.67 million subscribers, and his most famous video, the Banana Song, has garnished almost 78 million views alone. Though it's any wonder how many of those views were from just recently, after the many who just recently discovered Onision through his most recent controversy of being accused possibly of child grooming allegations, even drawing the attention of famous reporters including Chris Hansen. Now, just looking alone in the month of November, Onision has uploaded 22 videos in the entire month of November. Actually, there were 23, but he decided to take one down because maybe he thought it was real stupid, even to his standards. I don't know, who knows? By the way, for those of you keeping score, that video to what I was referring to that he took down was a second video going after Mr. Chris Hansen, where it featured Onision acting like a 12-year-old boy who recently discovered his father's stashed Playboy magazines in the attic and getting excited over an animated virtual reality woman. Can you imagine how Mr. Hansen feels, by the way? I mean, you got this top-notch, classy, and well-respected journalist in his field versus this highly immature, uneducated, crude, and crass man who acts a third of his age, and he's trolling this grown professional man in, Mr. Chris Hansen. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyways, going back to my video. So yeah, Onision, it appears, has put out on an average a video a day this past November month if you were to factor in the Thanksgiving break. Just to put this in perspective, the month prior in October, when there was not that much heat about his allegations about possible child grooming, especially from the Chris Hansen camp, Onision put out a total of only 13 videos, or 10 less the prior month, and the quality of the videos have gone downhill, which is symbolic of mass, large scaling output and manufacturing, right? I get that. Tale as old as time. By the way, Brave New World, brilliantly refer to this production of assembly line mass manufacturing as the term Fordian. And if you haven't read Brave New World, do me a favor, stop my video, get off YouTube, because you're missing out on one of the greatest books ever written, FYI. So much to learn from that epic novel. Top 5 of all time, in my humble opinion. Read it. Okay, so yeah, going back to this topic. Man, I keep seeming to get off topic. Must be the tryptophan from that turkey still. No, so yeah, you get my point though. Onision, just this past month, has increased not only the quantity of his videos, but the quality has gone down. I mean, before he would have solid, hearty titles and his videos had a certain style or flow to them. Now they're just a garbled up mess of mostly one-word titles. Like oops, wow, or sorry. He spelled sorry, by the way, incorrectly. Whether that was a reflection of his low education level or his trying to be cool because this might be a way of his trying to show that he's not going to conform to the mechanics of language by purposely misspelling a word, who knows, right? Yeah, take that, authority. I can misspell a word. I'm cool. Who cares if this potentially may close down job opportunities and looks really bad? I'm a rebel. Screw you, Merriam-Webster. Screw you, Scripps. And not only are the titles a problem, but more so it's the content in these videos. It's the same repetitive garbage over and over again. Basically a grown man throwing a tantrum in a cringe fest of nonsense. Oh, I guess allow me to summarize these videos by singing part of a New Kids on the Block song. Step 1, try to talk to audience. Step 2, start throwing a tantrum. Step 3, take off shirt. Step 4, throw objects, tear down things. Step 5, cry, shout, and or vomit and spit. Yeah, so that's basically it. Oh, I forgot to mention he also has been posting every so often kid-friendly subjects such as Toy Story and Disney, but in a sinister, unfavorable way. To be honest, I haven't watched those videos, but that's what I gathered from their titles. But this is his channel, Onision Speaks, that I've been talking about. His other channel, Onision, he's been posting up songs, even using old footage. Yeah, and these songs are mostly, short 2-minute terrible songs. A lot of songs mocking and playing on the current situation he is facing, revolving around the child grooming allegations. So yeah, let's get to the meat of this video. Why has he been acting this way, and why has he been posting all these videos? I can come up with 5 different reasons on the top of my head. The first reason may be just a simple one. Truth be told, he's a washed up YouTuber, really had only one real big hit, that banana song video that's over 10 years old. However, now he realizes that just how it is with the entertainment business, controversy sells. He's now been thrusted back in the spotlight with these allegations that's been circulating heavily now the past month or so, especially with the joining of the Chris Hansen camp, that now he's going to capitalize and just put out any video that he wants, not caring about the content or the quality of them. The more the merrier. More videos equal more views. The more erratic and crazier, for choice of a better term, that he acts, the more views. And you can actually see it in his view counts of his videos. If you compared his current vids that he's putting out versus the vids that he put out, say, 6 months ago, his WoW video that he put out 4 days ago garnished 650,000 views, compared to his I'm married to a trans guy, am I gay? video 4 months ago, which got a fraction of that at 36,000 views. Still not bad, but one would have expected more views for someone such as with that name for that rather controversial title / subject matter, right? And then you compare that to the WoW video, a video that's a third of the length of that married to the trans guy in my gay video, and all he's doing is shouting in the WoW video versus his actually trying to have some sort of discussion in the trans video. So yeah, so clearly it seems as if the current controversy is helping Onision out, and this may be the reason to why he's been putting out these sort of videos lately. More clicks and more views equal more revenue. And he's got to especially make up for that lost revenue now that he lost, one of his financial supports in his being kicked out of Patreon by violating one of its guidelines by doxing or putting out personal information of his ex-girlfriend last week, right? Oh, and FYI, Patreon is basically like a GoFundMe where people can donate money in exchange for additional creator content for online influencers such as an Onision. So yeah, so all those videos that he may be making up right now is just for the sole purpose of money. By the way, this is what's called secondary gain in the psych world. There is an external motivator, in this case money, to motivate and trigger Onision to act up the way that he's doing and put out those videos for views, not to mention attention. On the other hand, there is something called primary gain that refers to internal motivating factors. In this case, the subconscious drive to refill a narcissistic supply of which he is losing as his world is crumbling around him as the days are going by with more and more allegations coming out and less fans that he's losing. Most recently, his losing his Patreon account and the dozens or hundreds, I should say, of fans that were donating on that site with it, not to mention the attention that he's going to be losing. This primary gain serves to mainly alleviate any increased psychological stress that all these accusations are impinging and threatening his ego. Again, it's subconscious and not entirely his own volition. This is what he's used to, taking on this possible narcissistic role, as I talked about in my last video. Again, as I always state in all my videos, Onision is not my client. I've never evaluated him, nor have I taken a patient-physician relationship with him, nor is it my place to diagnose or label him with having anything, since I never ever spoke to him. But one can wonder if maybe what's going on with these recent allegations and accusations of child grooming, especially by big media sources such as the Chris Hansen camp, one can wonder if possibly we could be seeing these accusations create what's called narcissistic injury, which is basically a conceptualized concept of perceived threat to a narcissist's self-esteem or ego. And in turn, this narcissistic injury usually leads to what's called narcissistic rage, which is what he's displaying or hypothetically displaying in his videos from his verbal and or physical bouts of agitation. And the more the narcissistic supply is getting cut off, or the threat of the narcissistic food supply and attention is being cut off, the more higher likelihood of narcissistic injury occurring, which in turn snowballs and dominoes and leads into narcissistic rages. Again, possibly what is being captured on his end in his videos. A lot of times when a narcissist feels like something about him is brought into the limelight or is exposed or brought into question, or in this case, maybe Onision's child grooming has now been fully, or possible potential child grooming has now been fully brought about in the public's eyes, especially again with Chris Hansen now being involved and highly scrutinizing more and more and brought into question more. This can easily lead to this individual falling from grace, and then this leads to precipitate psychological shame, leading to an easier predisposition of narcissistic injury, leading to narcissistic rage in the form of emotional dysregulation captured through verbal and or physical violence a lot of the times. Again, this is just all speculation and hypotheses and theories, nothing confirmatory or certain, and again, should be ignored if all these allegations and accusations in the end come to be untrue and are false. This video, again, is just for entertainment and educational purposes, and this is just a possible reason to help explain Onision's current actions of why he may be putting out all these videos that he's putting out currently at the moment. All right. A third reason could be a simple one, and it could be just all fake and staged, and something as innocent as his just trying to perfect the role that he has been always trying to play. If you've watched all of Onision's videos, you will notice that there are a lot of them that include Batman references, most notably the character Joker. He's made several videos to where he is playing or dresses up as the Joker, almost to the point of idolizing the famous Batman villain. Now, in the original comic series, the Joker is seen as a psychopath, and in one of Onision's videos, he sings, whether he's joking or not, that he's a psycho, which is short for psychopath. He also is dressed up as the Joker in that video of his. Furthermore, he has made other videos to where he's pretending to be the Joker. I think there was one where he poses as the Joker at some sort of office setting. So yeah, the identification is there. Now, from what I remember reading the comics, the Joker seems obsessed with Batman, and everything to the Joker is a spectacle, like one big stage. And the Joker almost creates chaos with the hope that maybe Batman may follow and slip up and fall into one of his hijinks. The Joker seemed to like the spotlight. Onision seems to like the spotlight. So who knows? Maybe this is all one big game to Onision. Maybe his reality is so far distorted, and through the psychological concept known as mirroring, he is mirroring the behaviors and actions of his idol, the Joker. Kind of like what would the Joker do? Create a lot of chaos on his videos and act out kind of like how Onision has been acting out, not taking the severity of what he is facing, more so in the spectacle, more so interested in the spectacle and theatrics more so than anything, just as the Joker would do. Mirroring, by the way, is a psychological explanation of one person unconsciously imitating the gesture, speech pattern, or attitude of another. And it is highly plausible that if one were to compare Onision to the Joker, one can easily see that. So it could all be that this is all an act and all fake, just to live up to the Joker's persona. However, one can counter and say that Onision has no filter and seems to film everything and anything revolving and around him and his life and, in sight. So none of this is fake. Okay. A fourth reason could be his realizing the gravity of the situation that he's potentially facing and his now setting up the stage down the road and trying to build a case for a possible reason for insanity defense, i.e., if it ever got to that point and if ever he were charged with anything. Who knows what sort of laws that he may have broken, if any. No one here on YouTube knows for sure, and everyone is just playing armchair Johnny Lawman, and I'm gonna consider Onision innocent until proven guilty, which is why I stress everything I discuss here is just speculation and theory. But if hypothetically there were charges brought forward against him, then yeah, maybe he is posting these videos to try to plant a seed and claim that he is insane. I mean, if you watch the videos that he has posted and you didn't know anything about the background of Onision and or his case, one could easily buy that, right? And anyone knows that if hypothetically child grooming charges were pressed or anything related to children, such as transmission of child pornography or harboring a child or human trafficking or whatever, I don't know the case too well, to be honest, so I don't want to pin or claim or act like I know there's a good chance these sort of charges are going to be filed. That would be totally up to the FBI and the authorities to do their job and see if anything is dug up, right? But yeah, if there were anything related to child charges, and if he did have to face any jail or prison time, it is common knowledge that these types of individuals do not fare well in a jail/prison type of setting. So who knows? Maybe he's trying to build a case to try to convince the future judge/jury that he is insane with the hopes of being sent to a different environment, such as a mental hospital. Again, if charges were pressed and went through the courts. Okay, the last and final reason to why he's posting all these videos lately may be, and I hope that this is not the main reason out of the 5, because I don't wish any ill will on anyone, but who knows? Maybe he's truly psychologically spiraling out of control. Maybe it's gotten to the point where he is really on the edge and on the verge of doing something drastic. Now, I do not want to elaborate further on this, as I don't want anyone thinking the wrong thing. nor do I want to give Onision an idea if, say, maybe he, who knows, is watching this video. You never know, right? But a sign when it comes to this point is the giving away of things and possessions. And this influx of videos that he's making, posting online, may be just one of those possessions that he is giving away. And on the same token, doing this as a last sort of hurrah to maybe finish off the psychological damage that he has already caused and created and inflicted on his victims, you know, the Sarahs, the Reginas, the Shilohs, the Billies, the Haleys, of whom he has already caused enough psychological stress on and more than likely unraveled repressed PTSD symptomology, more than likely in these poor women, through his postings and rehashing of old video clips, such as the recent reposting of his I'm a Psycho video that he posted a few days ago that involved Shiloh, or the rehashed doxing last week of Billy's phone number that got him banned from Patreon, or the crying to the point of vomiting in the videos he posts. Maybe he intentionally places it there to try to coax and manipulate his past victims who are all coming out, or the so-called Hail Mary for sympathy from them and a reshifting of empathy, so that this in turn may create and instill guilt into these victims, so that they may possibly retract, or it may prevent others from coming out with their stories, just by the sheer fact that this grown man is in his mid-30s, is crying and almost vomiting in all his videos. So they might be thinking, yeah, why make him suffer even further? He's going through a lot right now. You know, going back to what I alluded to earlier, this could all be his swan song, and this may be just all is how Onision is going to go out with a bang, and this is his way of riding into the sunset on his own terms, in his own way. Again, I'm going to leave it here, but I urge Onision or anyone who knows Onision, if there are any signs or symptoms to where it has gotten to this point where safety is compromised, I urge him or anyone who knows him to seek psychological help immediately. Now, I don't know Onision personally, nor am I privy to what's going on behind the scenes really, truly, and nor am I his provider, nor have I entered into any sort of provider-patient relationship with him. So it would be inappropriate for me to suggest the next immediate treatment for him in this very situation, especially not knowing all the details of what's going on behind the scenes, right? But these are the 5 psychological reasons that I could come up with that could very well explain his current actions, in particular of his posting up his most recent videos and the content that's involved with them. I think I covered it all, but if you think that there may be another reason that I didn't cover this video, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Would love to see your thoughts. Well, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you guys want. I'll definitely catch you in the next video. Plenty more to come, believe me. So yeah, take care. Peace. Step 1, try to talk to audience. Step 2, start throwing a tantrum. Step 3, take off shirts. Step 4, throw objects, tear down things. Step 5, cry, shout, and or vomit and spit.